Good morning. Welcome to the channel because I'm actually going to use this as an intro video to the channel. So this mug felt very appropriate for me this morning. And this is probably going to be an intro video, one of the intro videos to the channel that is probably pretty unusual. One, because I just got up 5 minutes ago. And that's what you're going to get in this channel. So I labeled this channel Empowerment. I mean, this title of this video, Empowerment, because, and then thought to myself, okay, so the purpose of my channel right now is empowerment, okay? And it's not only empowerment for everybody who visits, it's 50% empowerment for everybody who visits and 50% empowerment for me. Okay. So this is why this is an intro to the channel. So I have been so blown away and so grateful for the incredible community that's been forming here. I mean, just incredible. And I had no idea. I just, every day I just kind of go with the flow and see where it's going to go and how people are responding to videos or whatever. And it's been so positive for the most part. And it's interesting to me because I've been having conversations with my sister about this, because the one thing that would prevent me from continuing is and this has to do with my personality. It probably has to do with being an Aries or whatever. Actually, I'm pretty sure it does. Because I've been like this since since I've been 5, It's really difficult when people tell me what to do. And not difficult. I'm like, feedback is amazing. Feedback and telling me what to do are two different things. Okay. So feedback is like, hey, I got a suggestion for this, and can you cover this topic? And this would be helpful for me, and that kind of stuff. But when people and it is not your responsibility to know whether you're giving me feedback or what did I even say? Whatever. I it's morning. I just woke up. It's not your responsibility to know the difference, okay? It's my responsibility to communicate back to you how suggestions versus other ideas about the channel. You can put whatever you want, okay? Because it's not your responsibility to know how I'm going to categorize different ideas that people get. But what I'll tell you is what my goal for you when I do videos for especially the spirit part of this channel, the looking, to the conversations we can have with our spirits and kind of, developing that and just bringing some hope and some messages from our spirit guides to help you, empower you. That's my goal for that, to empower you, and me. Every time I do an energy clearing, in fact, I haven't done one for a couple days for the channel, and I can feel it. And I've been doing them for the channel like every day, and I'm like, holy cow, like I'm feeling empowered, the more I do the energy clearings. The angel card readings are really empowering. For me, and I can tell in the comments that they're really empowering for the people who are visiting. So that's a really strong goal right now. It's just empowerment. And it's really, the goal is for all of us to look within ourselves for the answers to things. And how do we do that? Because I don't know always how to do that. I don't know how to do that all the time. I'm just starting to trust it myself. And so that's really another goal of the channel, is really how do we find the answers within ourselves. And it really came to light during the election and the election results, because for me, in the whole confirmation bias thing, where you're out looking for things that are going to confirm your fears, like basically like give you the answers you want so you can feel better. Not the pre-election, but the post-election for sure. Well, actually pre-election too, you know. And I think that I really want this channel to be right now what I want it to be is for anyone who stumbles across here to just find a community that's loving and positive and looking for answers within themselves. And at the same time, it's going to be pretty raw. Okay. And what's raw for you is going to be different than what's raw for me. So that leads me to, and that's where the channel is right now. When I am recording this, the channel is 2.5 weeks old. And I didn't set out, I don't have a business plan. I'm not doing that. I've done several businesses with business plans and rules and strategy and all that kind of stuff. And now this is the part that's important. Okay, so the empowerment for the community and then the empowerment for me. Okay. So I started talking about the fact that I was in Aries, have always been like that since I've been 5, probably even sooner. But it's always been very hard for me when people tell me what to do. Okay, that's what I was saying. Feedback versus telling me what to do. It's not your job, okay, to decipher. Are you giving me feedback or are you telling me what to do? It's not your job to decipher that, okay? However, it's important for me to communicate to everyone who's visiting here that what I need to do for the empowerment of me and my integrity is I will talk about what I need to talk about. I will show up the way I want to show up, even though it's outside the norms. The camera lighting's going to be off. I'm going to upload too many videos for certain people because I want to. I don't have a studio, so I know a lot of people, and again, this isn't criticism. This is just, I mean, for people who have given suggestions at all. This is just helping you understand where I'm at. And I really hope actually that this rubs off on you if it's important to you. And it's not, I just really feel like for the first time in my life, especially in this space, because this is the space that I've created, okay? And it's very important to me that it's comfortable for people who wouldn't want to be in this space. That is very comfortable to me. But what I can't do is put myself in a box because of the needs of others, okay? Because that if you look inside yourself, we've been doing that forever, especially women, okay? And I'm so over it. I am so over it. And I think this whole thing with the election has made me even more so over it. That I'm quite like standing my ground, you know? So I am, you know, because I told my sister that if what happens to me, and this is just my personality, I've been like this my whole life. I can't help it. It's ingrained. This is what God has put inside of me. And I can tamper it. But if I do tamper, if I don't go my own way, meaning I'm not authentic to myself. And I think this is true for most people. If you're not authentic to yourself and show up the way you want to show up, then you don't want to show up. You know what I mean? You don't want to show up. And for me, it feels unempowering. It feels depressing. If I have to put guardrails up over, don't talk about this topic, be careful about this topic, or don't say that word. I'm going to swear every once in a while. I don't swear a lot, but I'm going to swear every once in a while. And then somebody might leave a comment about the swearing. There's going to be glare on the angel cards. I can't figure that out right now, but I'm going to stop apologizing for it. I'm going to do the best I can, but I'm going to stop apologizing for it. The angles of the videos are going to be what the angles of the videos are. I tried recording a video yesterday where I was at the same angle. I don't have a studio. I'm not sure I'm going to have a studio. I'm not worried about it. I will do my best to, like this is a little bit of a better angle, but it looks like I might be looking down. While I appreciate that, I started feeling like people are putting me in boxes. Like, you have to do it this way and you have to do it that way. And this would be better for me if you did it this way, And the last thing, and if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that I care about you. So it's not like, oh, this is Karen, she's just being bitchy Karen. Right? This is empowerment Karen. Actually, somebody said that. I think I did refer to bitchy Karen, because Karen has become that name. This is empowerment Karen. This is empowerment Karen showing up. Okay? And this is empowerment Karen showing up for you and for me. Actually, I'm showing up for me and then I'm showing up for you. Because you get to be empowered too. You get to be empowered too. And so many people need to mold us to fit what's comfortable for them. And I'm over it. And please, if you've left any of those comments, do not feel like I'm directing this at you. I am not. This has nothing to do with you. It really, really, truly doesn't. If you've read the 4 Agreements, it's a wonderful book if you haven't read it. But the 4 Agreements, one of them is do not take anything personally, because nothing anybody does or says has anything to do with you. It's okay. And it's the same true. You can leave comments that has nothing to do with me. There are people who are being triggered by certain things that I say or certain setups or whatever. Own the trigger. You got to own the trigger. Okay. Just like I've got to own the trigger too. I'm getting triggered by some of the comments and I got to own those, but I get to communicate back to you about my triggers, because this is my space, Well, this, it's so hard because it's like, it's my space, but it's our space. But because it's the space I'm creating, I'm looking for those people who will be comfortable here. And not everybody will, and that's okay. It's okay. I mean, it can't be, right? Everybody's finding the spaces that they feel the most comfortable in. And you may feel comfortable right now, and you may not feel comfortable in the future, because I'm going to continue to develop this to empower myself, meaning I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to show up with my truth, what I'm called to do, what I'm getting messages to do. And you need to speak your truth and go where your truth is, So it's the empowerment part of this. So empowered Karen is here. I'm taking back that word. I'm taking back my name, people. I got to do a whole video on that. So I might sit and talk for an hour because I want to. And it could be just Karen's diaries or something. But I call it Coffee with Karen because that's, it's like sitting across the table with me. The only problem is I really do like to listen to people. So you'll ask anyone who goes out with me. I usually don't talk, which is probably why I like talking on here. Well, it's because I'm always asking people questions, like, oh, tell me about this and tell me about that. And so I can eat and they're never eating because I'm always asking questions, because I just really am so interested in. So, and you know what? I don't know how to spell words. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce words, especially words I've never said out loud. It's just how I am. I've always been that way. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just going to like skip over it. I'm going to be like, well, here's the word. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm moving on. And I do appreciate people who like, put in the chat how to pronounce it. But if I really want to know, I'll just look it up on the internet. So, I mean, you're welcome to put it in there, but um, yeah, I'm not going to pretend I don't know how to pronounce words, like especially some of the archangels' names. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce those words. And because I'm doing things on the cuff and I'm not editing and all that, I'm not going to like pause and like go into Google and be like, "Oh, how do you spell that? How do you pronounce that word?" Because I don't want to look stupid. No, I'm going to look stupid on this channel because that's empowering. And stupid is not the right word, and someone's probably just got offended by that because that's sometimes how I feel, and that's the appropriate word. So yeah, it's interesting. This is interesting. And the reason it's interesting to me is because I've only been, okay, so I had, some of you heard me talk about, I had like 7,000 subscribers originally. So when you see my subscriber count right now, there were like 7,000 people already in there when I was doing business videos. I was teaching people how to create sell planners on Etsy, so digital downloads and stuff like that. And nobody ever commented. I mean, people hardly commented because it just wasn't, I mean, I was just teaching and, sharing what I was doing, and I'd get a comment here and there. But like this stuff is like really engaging and I'm all in on it. I love the engagement. I love it. But I'm not, and I've never been on social media because I couldn't tolerate the things people said. And I never really understood the comments people leave on YouTube videos because I have, even though I've been on YouTube myself for 4 years, the last 4 years prior to starting this channel, I never watched YouTube ever. I don't know, I just stayed away from it. Because if I watched business videos of other people doing the same thing, I felt disempowered. I didn't feel the empowerment that I was looking for. I felt more competitive. So the same thing with my business videos. I just recorded what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to teach people. And if it resonated with them, it didn't. I wasn't out looking for the competition. What are they talking about and all that kind of stuff. Because the minute I do that, the minute I start to like, there's a software that people who have, I think it's called vidIQ or something, people who have a YouTube channel, you might notice that if you follow like two people who do home decor or something, or all of a sudden, and this happened in my feed, all of a sudden you got all of these people saying why you should start a YouTube channel. Did you guys notice that? Why you should start a YouTube channel after 50 or something, or whatever. But all of a sudden it's like, why are like 20 people recording the same topic? Well, that's because they're on vidIQ, and vidIQ is telling them that this is a popular topic. This is what people are searching for. So they're going after like what people are searching for and providing content to the masses, like what people are searching for. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not providing content. Like, I'm not a content creator. Like, that's a content creator. And I didn't do that with my business videos either. And that was to my downfall. Maybe, I don't know. It's just I can't do it. I can't look at a topic and say, oh, that's a popular topic, and then bullshit my way through talking about that topic. I just can't do it. And it feels so daunting to me to try to do that, So, and probably because, as we all know, since we've been to kindergarten, or even when we started learning the rules as toddlers, you have to do things this way. You have to do things that way. You're in this little box. Girls are taught different things than boys are taught. And we know it. We know it. And here's my other point is there are men doing videos all over the place, acting however they want to. And I'm sure they get feedback, but they don't care. They don't care. you know, they'll, there's, and, if you don't like it, just go away. It's okay. It's totally okay, which is what I do. And I have favorite people I listen to. And sometimes when I'm listening to them, I'm like, sweet, I'm here with you. And sometimes when I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh, I'm really not feeling this. But that doesn't mean I go on and leave them comments that what you're saying, I'm not feeling, because it's their content. I'm not going to tell them, I'm there participating in their content. So I am standing in my power and I'm going to be empowered for me so that anyone who wants to be empowered more, however that shows up for you in this channel, I hope that it resonates with you. It is, and it's so funny, like people who say, like, okay, this is a classic. I don't understand people. This is a classic. They'll be like, your title, and I am really trying not to use clickbait titles, but I'm going to tell you what, like the other day I did, hey, sweetie, I've heard you've been heard in the videos. I've heard it. See, I don't hear her because I'm so used to her doing that, but people say, oh, I've heard her. And so I don't even know if she's obnoxious or not. Come on. Hang on one sec. I got to get her up here. There she is. That's Lucy. Lucy's 18 years old. She doesn't act like it, though. She's got 4 white paws. Yeah. The story about Lucy is that we got her when she was 6 months old. And I got her a week after my very first cat had passed away, and I was devastated. I mean, heartbroken. She was my child. Like, I was heartbroken. And so we were like, let's go get her. And my other one was 12 when she died. She had, she got like heart disease or something. And she had diabetes. So, okay, you gonna keep talking? And so I was like, oh, okay, it might really help with the healing process, which it did a great deal, actually. But she was 6 months old when we got her. And when we got her, so I had a 12-year-old, so she was much more calm. And I actually had another cat at the time, too. So they were both about 12. And when we got her, she was 6 months old and she was bouncing off the walls, And I was like, I can't take this. I can't take it. So, but what's really interesting to me is that she was so brave, like, and, for like 2 years, like she just was like, I don't know. She just had a totally different personality. And then just like all of a sudden she had the personality of my previous cat. It was just very bizarre. So I always kind of wondered, like, did Maxie just like step into her, or for some reason she just got, I don't know. Now she's a big old scary cat. But I will tell you, isn't this a funny intro to my video or my channel? Well, I said what I wanted to say about that. So now it's still Coffee with Karen. But I'm really aware recently that the more she talks, she's reading off of my energy, which is really interesting. So I can tell the more, if she's really, really talkative one day, I'll pay attention of my mood, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am a little emotional today. More emotional than normal. And yesterday I was quite calm for most of the day until I started feeling like people are not trying to put me in a box. I'm feeling like I'm being put in a box. Again, you can't take responsibility because I'm taking it personally. So you see the difference? You know what I mean? So I'm going to really try hard to use that language, because when people get triggered about stuff, because people are getting triggered about stuff, and it's like, oh, I'm going to go back to that unsubscriber thing, because I know you're like, are you going to tell us about that? Are you going to tell us that comment that people leave you? Yes, I am going to. I hope, if I remember. Oh, see, now I already forgot what I was talking about. Oh, for Christ. I didn't say Christ. I really don't like saying that. Criminy crickets. Oh my God. Does this happen to anybody else? It does. I mean, hey, go through menopause, folks, and then it really happens. Well, I'll go back to the comment thing because now I can't. I'll come back to it. Um, oh, I was talking about being triggered, people being triggered. When you're triggered, okay, I cannot express this enough. This is how I feel when you're triggered by something someone said. You need to stop trying to change what they said and just look at why you're triggered. That doesn't mean who's standing in front of you that they have a right to abuse you and you're not going to be triggered. Of course you are. This is a different, I'm not talking about that. And that's the thing is I can't, when I'm talking about stuff, people are, it's so, some people take things so literally. Like, and then you have to try to preface, well, I don't mean it this way. I mean it this way. Blah, 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 blah. I can't do that for you because there's so many people. And not to mention, you're not in front of me. So I don't know. I can't see your reaction. I can't, you know what I mean? So I'm going to own my feelings and I need you to own yours if you're going to hang out in this channel. Just own it. Just own it. If you're feeling abused, own it and leave. Because you shouldn't feel abused. Absolutely not. And I don't mean leave like, oh, you can just leave. No, I just really don't hang out at a channel where you're feeling that way or you're feeling triggered or take a step back. That's what I was saying about like sometimes I'll listen to somebody and it feels good. And sometimes I'll listen to them. But do I leave them a comment and say, I didn't like that topic, unsubscribing? Like, why do people say why do you even bother saying it? And I know why people bother saying it. And I'm done with it. Stop trying to disempower people. You're right. They're wrong. I do it. I know this behavior. I did it to the MAGAs during the whole election thing because I was out, trying to leave comments to get people to think about other things. So I wasn't being nasty about it. But man, when I was in there, I was like, dang, people. So many people just, I'm right, you're wrong. So if something doesn't feel right, unsubscribe. But you don't have to tell me you're unsubscribing. I just don't understand that mentality. Or this title was clickbait. I'm unsubscribing. Okay. Because, the thing is it's like, and I really, that's what I was talking about. I really try not to use clickbait, but I did a video, full circle, right? I did a video, meaning because I started talking about this earlier. I did a video that was, and I'm going to start doing this actually with angel cards because I'm inspired to do it. And when I get inspiration, I trust that my spirit guide partners are helping me with that inspiration. I've never trusted that now as much as I am right now. So when I have a topic like this topic, I feel much more empowered now that I'm communicating this. And I woke up this morning and it was like, because I actually was feeling pretty like, I don't like this because I'm starting to feel like people are trying to put me in a box. And now I got to worry. Do I, and again, I was saying, I think it's early and whatever, but I do apologize and recognize that I might start a story and then go somewhere else. And then I come back around. So that I can imagine can be pretty annoying, but that will happen, especially stream of consciousness. I'm never going to do a script, If in the membership, I will have like experts come in and teach things. But if I'm not teaching something, then I'm never going to have a script, But I tried recording a video last night because people, just a handful of people were saying that, my angel card readings, which I had a reason for doing that, by the way. My angel card readings, it looks like I'm looking down on people. And I tried recording on a table. Again, I don't have a studio, but I tried recording on the little table above my chair, my coffee table. And I'm sitting on the ground and it wasn't working. I mean, I couldn't get the rods up. I couldn't, So I don't have a studio. I never intend to have a studio. If sound quality is bad, I need to know that, you know. If it's really, really annoying, I don't know how fuzzy my videos look because of the lighting, but definitely if sound quality is bad, you know. But the reason I do the angel card readings this way, and I'm not, the thing is I'm going to talk about all the things here so that I don't have to keep justifying things in my videos at the beginning, because that would be annoying to me if I had to keep hearing, well, I'm sitting on the ground and facing you because of this. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to do that in every video, and I'm sure people will just keep commenting, and we're just going to, you know, it'll help the algorithm. But I have a clock in my angel card readings. I have a clock above my head. So I'm sitting there for a reason, because that clock is set at 333 because the clock is broken. I set it at 333 because after my mom died, that's the number I saw constantly. And in fact, I saw it yesterday. She doesn't come around all that often, but I saw it yesterday. So I know she knows when I need to see it. You know what I mean? And in fact, the one clock, because we just had time, we had to change our clocks, you know, because of savings, whatever, you know, daylight savings. And one of my microwave clock it was 1 minute ahead. So it was 3:34, but the oven clock said 3:33, and I caught that one. Anyway, so the clock above my head is 3:33. I'm doing an angel card reading. So I've got this number above my head, and I'm sitting in front of the fireplace. It's a little bit more cozy, but I'm on the ground. So that's just how it's going to be. I will try to prop it up on a pillow, but so there is a madness, reasons to my madness, you know? Oh, anyways. All right. So all I can say, folks, is just be brave, go your own way, and let other people go theirs, you know? Let people go theirs too. All right, this was amazing. I hope you're going to stick around for some of it. If I'm uploading too many videos, catch of the ones the topics that you like. Oh, okay. I realized I didn't explain that one okay, so the angel card reading that I did was, and I want to do more of these because I think it's cool, is I did angel messages about Donald Trump and what it means, basically what it means for you. So I said angel reading about Donald Trump, and it's not what you think. That's what I put. It's not what you think. So it was an angel card reading about Donald Trump, but it wasn't, but I put, it's not what you think. So somebody said, that's clickbait, I'm unsubscribing. And I'm like, you didn't even, if you listened, like sincerely listened to the whole video, you wouldn't have thought it was clickbait. Because it was about Donald Trump, but it was about what Donald Trump is, the messages for you. And because this is an empowerment channel, and I want us to hear our own answers. So, yes, using the word Donald Trump in a title is going to get views. But I'm looking for people, because there says angel message. So if I'm going to get the message out for people who would be helpful for me to find me, and especially about a topic that's very difficult for some people right now, not everybody, but for some people right now, then the angel message is for you. And if it finds you, I think there's something there. And so I'm never going to use a title that's completely not what I'm talking about. But if you interpret something, it was the angel reading was supposed to be about Donald Trump. But again, I put, it's not what you think. So people are going to interpret things all the way they want, but I won't do clickbait stuff. Actually, I was doing that because that vidIQ gives you these titles that would be better for clicks or whatever. And I'm like, I did that once, and somebody did say, yeah, that's clickbait. I'm like, yeah, you're right, actually. Because it didn't feel right to me, So I actually just write my own titles now. I'm not doing that with the... All right, is anybody even here yet? Oh my God. And that's okay. I decided it's okay if nobody is still listening. I'll get the message out in the beginning of the video, and then if I want to ramble, I'm going to ramble. If you're still here, you're amazing. And I love you. I love you so much. Because I feel that way. Like I'll hang out with people just to hang out with them, you know? And that's what I want to do. Like I want to hang out with you. Like if you want to hang out with me, I want to hang out with you. So, okay, enough about that. I have another video to record because I might upload too many videos today. Have a good one. Bye bye.